Hi, I'm Sir Charles Carey, national trainer, speaker, and author, and today I want to speak to you about public speaking. As many of you know, I've been training and speaking for quite some time, so I want to share some tips with you that may make a huge difference in your delivery or in your work when you're delivering a message or delegating or trying to maybe even get a job or get a position, okay? Number one, lack of rapport. The people don't know what you're talking about. You're not bonding with them. Either they don't have an interest or a need in what it is that you're speaking about. Number two, stiffness or woodenness. You know, the person that holds onto the podium and they stand there the entire time, or a person that stands at the stage or on the platform and they literally never move. Yeah, that's a big no-no. You don't want to do that. You want them to see you, and you want them to understand and find your conversation, your training, your speaking interesting. Material is intellectually oriented and audience isn't involved emotionally. You don't want to talk over people's head. So in other words, your material is too sophisticated. Remember in one of my earlier videos I talked about keeping things simple, simplicity, how important it is? Well, when you're speaking to your audience, you want it to be simplistic for them as well. However, if you're in a room with a bunch of professors, you do want to step up your game. Because just like you can speak over someone's head, you can also speak beneath people and they feel that you are not qualified or you don't have the experience or expertise to convey the message you're trying to convey to them. Number four, the speaker seems uncomfortable because of fear of failure. Remember that old commercial? Never let them see you sweat. Well, that's true. Never let them see you sweat. People don't know what you're going to say or how you're going to say it in most cases. So if you're the main speaker, breakout speaker, guest speaker, featured speaker, I think it's normal to be nervous, at least somewhat. But the main key is don't let your nervousness show up all over your face and in your body movements, your gestures. You have to be comfortable. We'll do another video talking about how to be comfortable when speaking publicly. Number five, poor use of eye contact and facial expressions. So it's almost like being stiff and wooden. If the entire time you're speaking to people, you have this serious face that does not change and it probably matches the way you sound, people are going to lose interest in what you're saying. Tell a joke. Smile. Look at someone. Greet someone in the middle of your presentation. Hey John, how's it going? I'm glad you're here. You know, do things a little differently to show the humane side of yourself. Number six, again, lack of humor is almost immediately relating to the previous step. Because if you're going to be in an event or at a conference and each speaker speaks one specific way, they are going to lose so many people in that audience, it's not funny. So what humor does, it breaks up the seriousness. It makes people be able to relate to you. It lets them see that you're human, you're not a robot, you're not just this analytical speaking person. And the main thing is this: everyone has interests in different approaches. Everyone is moved by a different style. Some people need humor, some people need the facts, some people want the seriousness, and some people need a combination just to keep them actively engaged. So when you add humor, you're really helping someone in your audience relate to you from another perspective. Everyone may not need it, but there's some people there that may. And you, my friend, you may never know who needs humor. Speech, direction, and intent are unclear due to improper preparation. So in other words, you must always be on your A game. You've got to practice so that you're able to convey your message flawlessly or naturally. You want to have flow. You know how they talk about in Tai Chi, they make this movement and they make these movements. Well, that's the same thing with your words. Your words, your talk, you want it to have flow. Number 8, inability to use silence for impact. So if I were speaking to you and I said, the number one thing that you can do to become successful is, did you notice how there was a slight break? Sometimes you have to learn how to use what's called the pregnant pause. That's what they say in Toastmasters. Or just silence for impact. Because if you're talking and there's someone in the audience has lost, touch with what you're saying, sometimes silence can bring them back in. Because if you stop speaking, meanwhile they're being disruptive or they're speaking, everyone's going to look at them like, what are you doing? Or what's wrong with you? Or what's going on over there? And when they look up and realize everyone's looking at them, and you're there maybe in a pose, not saying anything, even though it's for a second, you're going to draw that person to be quiet. And most people are trying to be drawn into what your next words are. Okay. And as I always say, radiate the brain and change the game.